For years, Paula Deen was America's cooking sweetheart. The queen of Southern comfort food, butter, biscuits, and a whole lot of charm. She built an empire that stretched from TV to cookbooks to restaurants. But in 2013, everything changed. A single lawsuit and one word, the N-word, would destroy decades of success, turn public opinion overnight, and make Paula Deen one of the most infamous names in modern pop culture. Today, we're diving into the rise, the scandal, and the fall of Paula Deen, and how one of the most beloved celebrity chefs lost it all in the blink of an eye. Before the controversy, Paula Deen represented the heart of Southern hospitality. Born in Georgia, she was a single mom who started out selling sandwiches and bag lunches from her home kitchen to support her sons. That humble hustle turned into the Bag Lady catering business, which then evolved into her first restaurant, the Lady and Sons in Savannah. Her charm, accent, and love for food made her feel like everyone's grandmother. In 1999, the Food Network came calling, and before long, Paula Deen became a household name. Her signature? Butter. Lots and lots of butter. She wasn't shy about it. It became her brand. Soon, she was everywhere. Cookbooks, talk shows, magazines, and product endorsements. By the late 2000s, Paula Deen was one of the most successful personalities in the food industry, reportedly worth tens of millions of dollars. But behind the warm smile and the sweet tea, trouble was brewing. In 2013, a former employee of one of her restaurants filed a lawsuit alleging racial and sexual discrimination. The accusations weren't just about the restaurant. They went straight to Paula Deen herself. During her court deposition, Paula Deen admitted to having used the N-word in the past. When asked if she'd ever said it, her answer was blunt. Yes, of course. But it was a long time ago. That single line would echo across the media for months. But it didn't stop there. The deposition also revealed that Deen had allegedly planned a plantation-style wedding where the waitstaff would be black men dressed in old-fashioned uniforms, evoking the imagery of slavery-era servitude. The idea, according to reports from Fame 10 and other outlets, was meant to be authentic to the South. But to millions of Americans, it was offensive, tone-deaf, and racist. As soon as those words became public, the empire she built began to collapse. Fast. Within days, the Food Network announced it would not renew her contract. That meant her hit shows, Paula's Best Dishes and Paula's Home Cooking, were gone. Then came the avalanche. Walmart, Target, Sears, and Home Depot, all of them dropped her cookware and branded products. Publishers canceled book deals. Endorsements disappeared. According to People.com, she went from being a multi-million-dollar media empire to virtually blacklisted in the entertainment world. Paula tried to fight back. She released an emotional apology video saying, "I want to apologize to everybody for the wrong that I've done. I beg for your forgiveness." But the apology came too late. The internet had already decided her fate. The public reaction was divided. Some people condemned her completely, saying that no one who used racist language should keep a public platform. Others argued she was being punished too harshly for something said decades earlier. They saw her as a casualty of cancel culture before cancel culture even became a mainstream term. Still, the damage was irreversible. For brands and networks, associating with her had become toxic. And perhaps the biggest tragedy of all, her long-crafted image of a loving Southern grandma crumbled overnight. In interviews after the scandal, Paula Deen described the experience as devastating. She said, "I've worked hard, and I'm not a bad person. I made a mistake." But for many viewers, it wasn't just about a mistake. It was about what her words revealed underneath the sweetness. After the dust settled, Paula Deen tried to rebuild. She launched a self-funded online cooking network, started touring live shows, and reopened her restaurants under new management. A loyal base of fans stood by her, especially in the South, helping her stay afloat even without mainstream backing. But the glory days were gone. Her shows never returned to national television. Major brands never re-signed her. She did slowly reappear on smaller platforms in interviews, But the shadow of 2013 still followed her everywhere she went. Even today, a decade later, when people mention Paula Deen, the first thing that comes to mind isn't her recipes. It's that controversy. Paula Deen's downfall wasn't just about a word. It was about a culture clash, about how the world had changed, and she hadn't noticed soon enough. In her mind, she might have seen her comments as Southern humor or old traditions, but to the public, it exposed a blind spot in how some people romanticized a painful past. Her story became a case study in public relations, how quickly a billion-dollar brand can collapse when reputation meets reality. It also raised questions about forgiveness and redemption in celebrity culture. How long should one mistake define a person's entire career? And can someone who's fallen that far ever truly come back? Today, Paula Deen still cooks, still writes, and still smiles for her fans. But the world she once dominated has moved on. Her story stands as a reminder. No matter how famous, how beloved, or how powerful you are, one moment of truth can undo it all. A brand built on sweetness collapsed because of something bitter, and a woman who once represented comfort became a cautionary tale about culture, accountability, and the power of words. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, leave a like, share the video, and subscribe for more deep dive celebrity stories. And remember, sometimes the recipe for fame needs more than butter. It needs awareness,